Here's a real knee slapper. What's a nation that we're all a part of? Procrastination. I think we've all waited to the last minute to submit work before. We procrastinate, and then you end up on the school website at like 11:58 the night before it's done. You have 2 minutes to submit, but then you realize that everyone else in your class is also at the same idea, and they're also here, and they're all submitting at the same time. So now the system crashes because there's too many people trying to submit at once, and then you get late, and then your submission's late, and now you're sad. It's oddly specific, but yeah. And so for most of my life, I was a serial procrastinator. I would wait till the last minute to do basically anything because, I like the pressure. I need a little pressure. I would always say that, but that just ruined my mental health over the long term, and it always led to a worse product because I was forcing myself in such a small time constraint to get stuff done. And so if you want to stop the overthinking and the anxiousness and everything negative that procrastination brings, here are 3 ways to stop yourself from procrastinating. Introducing the procrastination triangle. This is why we procrastinate, and if we can understand why, then we can break this negative cycle. I know it looks a little bit like a bowling ball, but anyways, so let's see how this works in action. The first step is fear. When you get the assignment, when you get the homework assigned to you, that's when the fear starts. It might be a bit too difficult. You might get some overthinking, like, oh, I might fail this, I might not get a good grade, whatever. It starts to build pressure, and that is fear. And when you fear something, we go to step 2, which is avoid. We avoid things that we fear. It's quite natural, right? If you fear something, you don't want to go near it. You want to stay away from it as much as possible. It's kind of like the fight or flight response. You always want to flight away from the thing. But the thing is, when you avoid something, let's say you have the assignment and it's due in 1 week, and then you avoid it for 1 day. You feel good for that 1 day, right? Because you're kind of in bliss. Ignorance is bliss. You kind of forgot about it. And you come back to your room and the assignment is still there on your desk. And you still need to do it. And that means you have less, say it with me, time. When you have less time, this goes back to fear. If you have to do the same work, but now you have less time to do it, would fear go up or down? It will go up, right? You feel even more pressure. But the thing is, the more you fear, the more you avoid it again. And so the first day becomes the second day, and the third day, and the fourth day. And so this cycle continues until the deadline approaches. If the deadline is literally today, it will break the system because now you have no more time to do it. And so you cannot stop avoiding it. And so you confront the fear to do it. And so since the triangle has 3 points, because triangles have 3 points, obviously what other number would it have, dumbass? We just need to break it at any one of these points. Either anyone is fine. We just need to find one way to break the cycle. So I'm going to give you 3 methods right now. Method 1, fear. Imagine this, you're in the middle of the ocean. There's nothing around you for miles, you just see blue, and then you see a giant creature approaching you. It's approaching you fast, you're absolutely cooked, you're more cooked than David this week, and you see it swims closer, and you see something weird. It's not really a big fish. If you look closely, you can see little spots, and you realize that it's actually a big school of tiny fish. And the tiny fish on their own cannot do anything to you. And so this is a little thing that like a lot of animals in the animal kingdom do, where a lot of small animals will group together to appear large to scare away predators. You've probably seen this when it comes to fish, right? And so this is the same thing with work. When you look at a very big assignment, it appears massive, it appears like the big fish, and so you don't want to go near it. You look at the project on its own, it's scary, but when you break it down into its smaller parts, it loses the fear a little bit at a time. This means you have to break it down into small parts. Instead of saying you need to write a 10,000 word essay, which is really, really overwhelming, you just need to say, okay, I need to write for 2 hours per day for 5 days. That's 10 hours. I could probably finish it within then. When you say it like that, you could literally finish that 10,000 word essay this week and still have Saturday and Sunday to watch, like, I don't know what you guys watch, K-pop Demon Hunters or something. And so when I say break it down, I don't mean just break it down once. I mean break it down till the point that it literally seems so stupidly simple that it would be dumb to not start right now. Like if I broke down an essay to just write the first letter, not the first word, the first letter, it would be stupid to not start. And so that's how you want to break it down. Because if you break it down where it's simple enough that anyone can do it, then you can do it as well. And so I like this mindset, which is the smarter you are, the less instructions you need. So for example, if someone wanted me to record a video, my process is just write it, record it, edit it. Simple. But if I were to give this to a beginner, they wouldn't be able to do it. It will seem like a really big task. And so you couldn't just break it down to those 3 steps. That's too little. He needs to break it down to like the 50 steps. Step 1, get out your phone. Step 2, go to the camera app. Step 3. But if I broke it down that simply, he could do it, right? And so the point isn't just to break it down once. It's to break it down so detailed that like the to-do list is so big that it's easy now. Because you've broken it down to all the simple steps, all the mini steps in between the steps. That is what you want. So remember this quote: fear is a mile wide, but only an inch deep. Once you step into it, you realize there's nothing to fear and that you will figure it out. Number 2, avoid. The second part in the procrastination cycle is avoiding the thing. And so the simple question to ask is, when do you stop avoiding? Well, for me, I stop avoiding when the deadline is tomorrow. Why? Because I have no choice. I literally cannot keep avoiding it anymore. And so this is a tool. Fear is a tool. And when that light hits the sky, you know. So yeah, fear is a tool that you can use to kind of shock your system to get yourself to work. And so for me, I set artificial deadlines that are way before the actual deadline, so I force myself to get to work. I make sure the deadline is pretty much as tight as possible. So this is Parkinson's law. Work will expand or shrink to the time allocated. And so if school gives you 1 month to do the work, you will work slower and finish it within 1 month. But if you gave yourself only 1 day or 1 weekend to finish the work, you will just work way faster and finish it within 1 weekend. And so the thing is, you could finish it this 1 weekend and then for the rest of the month, chill and do whatever you want. Or you could have the prolonged stress, the prolonged anxiety of this work not being done over the whole month and suffer actually way more. And so my mindset was like, okay, I may as well just set the artificial deadline now, treat it like it's real and finish it now. So if you want to avoid avoiding the work, then set your own deadlines and make sure that you have someone to keep you accountable so that you finish the work by that time. And just keep that in the back of your mind that once you're finished, the rest of the time that was the real deadline, you can now spend doing whatever you want. Method 3, time. The final part in the cycle is when time goes down, fear goes up because you have to do the same amount of work in less time, which makes the cycle start again and again and again. So the question is, when do we have the most time to do something, right? Because if we have a lot of time, the fear wouldn't even start, which means the entire cycle wouldn't start. You wouldn't procrastinate. Because if I gave you 1 year to do work, you have no fear because you know you can do it within that time. And so fear doesn't even come up. And so the time that you have the most time, which is a weird sentence, is when the homework or the assignment is first announced to you, right? Because that's when you have the entire deadline to do it. It's the max time you'll ever have. You'll never have more than this. Every second that passes, you have less time and the fear starts to grow. So how do we take advantage of this? I call it the in-class head start. The moment you get the assignment assigned to you, you start now. Anytime you get any work, just start with the first 3 to 5 minutes. So just set a timer, 3 or 5 minutes, and just start. Do the first question. At least open up the document for the essay, put your name on the paper, write the first paragraph, write the first sentence. It doesn't matter. As long as you do a little bit, it will stick in your mind. And because you've already started, your brain wants to finish it. And so this is because our brain remembers open loops, not closed loops. An open loop is when you start something and you don't finish it, so it's just open, right? A closed loop is where you start something and you close it off. That's closed. And so when something isn't complete, it isn't done, it kind of sticks out. This is why something like a cliffhanger will be very infuriating for the brain. If there's a cliffhanger in a story, you won't stop thinking about it because it's an open loop. It didn't close. There's no closure, there's no ending, right? The same thing with this little piano piece I'm going to play. That probably piss you off. Because those notes aren't finished, they don't feel finished, it sticks in your mind. So if I get work and I don't start it, my brain doesn't remember it and doesn't care. It will forget it really quickly. But if I just start a little bit and I open up that loop, without closing it, my brain will remember and it will continue to generate ideas passively throughout the day. The same way that you keep on thinking about that show that left on a cliffhanger and you can't stop thinking about it. And so I'll generate ideas, and when I sit down to work, I actually want to get the work done. Additionally, since I've already finished like the first question or I've done a little bit, I know that it's not very scary because I already dipped my toes into it, and so I don't mind continuing the work when I get home. And so this also means if I get the assignment at the end of class, imagine this, the end of class, the teacher says, oh yeah, your homework is this. Everyone's already leaving class. I will just stay in class. I'll be like the weirdo that sits in the back of the class for the 5 minutes after class has ended when everyone's leaving. I'll just sit there and just do a little bit. And sometimes I do this and my friends are like, oh yeah, fuck, I may as well do a little bit as well. Then they copy me, they just do like a little bit of work and then they go. And so the thing is, this is really important, not just to overcome procrastination, but also if you just randomly forget work, like you write it down or you put in your calendar but you just forget. If you're a forgetful person, this will also help you a lot. So the next time you get something assigned to you, use the in-class head start. Those were the 3 tactics. Quick recap. Number 1, fear. To do this, you need to break it down to steps that are so simple, it would be stupid not for you to get started. Number 2 is avoidance. So the way to avoid this is by making it very tight with an artificial deadline. So because of that, it will force you to get to work. And number 3, in class, just start doing the work first. Dip your toes into it so that you want to close that open loop. That's pretty much it. If you like this video and you want more from me, check out the first thing below. That's Ruff Academy, where you get more, like you get to hop on calls with me. You get more of my long form content. It's one of the best deals I can give you on, like, as a self-improvement student. So check it out. There's more information once you click that link below. That's pretty much all I have for you today. And I'll see you in... that was open loop. The next video. Take action.